welcome to episode 4 of the Hunger Games with Capital Rebel. Let's do some current events. So today Alexander Ludwig tweeted about a new musical album that he will be releasing sometime in the near future. What's so special about the tweet, however, is not so much the album that he'll be releasing, but the fact that it was not only spelled correctly, but it was 100% grammatically correct. Now, a lot of people would be kind of wondering, like, why is this, news? Why is this a current event? People need to understand that almost all of his tweets are terrible. They're not tweets like, oh my god, my hair is not perfect today. No, I mean, we're talking about, like, live it up, where E is no longer in the alphabet. And we're talking about crispy and having crispy days. So for him to come out with this grammatically correct tweet, I mean, it was blowing some minds. However, he then tweeted a little bit later, to the fandom's dismay, that 12 newborns would be given to the wrong parents every day, and that if it were him, he would hate to be that nurse. Thanks, Alex, for getting our hopes up. We were really hoping you weren't quite that dense. In other news, there is also some speculation as to Jackie Emerson and Alexander Ludwig having some form of relationship other than just being in the same movie together. This stems from one photo in particular. You may know exactly what photo I'm talking about. It's the one with Jackie and Alex. Let's cue photo.
You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work.
See, this is quite intimate, obviously. This is obviously a very intimate hug. But, I mean, until they say something officially, we can only speculate. Speculation's what we're good at. Our next segment in the video is about drama in the fandom. Now, fandom drama. It's usually caused by somebody who's jealous of somebody for something. That's typically the base of it all. Now, I can understand being jealous because somebody has more followers than you. Been there. Done that. I hated Brogan, actually, for it, because I was like, the fuck does this bitch need followers for? Look at her. She's a fucking cunt. And then I assessed my life and what I was doing, and I gave myself a big bitch slap. A little like that. One of the biggest things going on right now, and it's a recurring issue, is people have a problem with the title of fan dude. Now let me set something straight, and I feel like I've done this before. Being a fan dude isn't a title you're given. It's a title you assume. Nobody's gonna just go, you're a fan dude now, man. Good job, welcome to the club. Drinks are over there, bitches over here. Get your Mockingjay pin, and then let's party it up. It doesn't happen like that. You just have to assume that you're a fan dude. Honestly, there should not be anything wrong with being a fan dude. Nobody's isolating anybody. Nobody's saying you can't be a part of it. It's not like it's a giant club or a cult or anything like that. No, it's just a bunch of guys who are fans of the series. Some are gay, some are not. I'm not gay. Are you gay? If you're gay and you're a guy, you should be a fan dude also, because we are fucking awesome. Now, a little disclaimer, that's not to say that fangirls aren't awesome. There just tends to be a lot more fangirls in the fandom for some reason, I don't know why. If you have any disdain towards fan dudes at all, and you're a guy, of all things, you need to reassess yourself, because you're talking about you. When we talk about fan dudes, and by we, I'm talking about Joan, Nick, Robbie, Martin, me, Dan, all of us. We're talking about the entirety of the male spectrum that are fans of the Hunger Games. We don't leave anybody out. Okay, next issue, relating to drama. Somebody sent me a message earlier containing a link to a post from the Hunger Games Confessions. And it kind of confused me for a second because I didn't understand it. And then I thought about it a little bit and I said, okay. The confession was, I feel left out of fandom activities. As somebody who knows that feeling and speaks from experience, I can tell you that the solution to that problem is very easy to figure out. In fact, you know what, let me tell you how I fixed that issue myself. What I did is I literally stopped one day and said, I want to be fandom famous. I was like, that's it. I want to be fandom famous. And it wasn't so much the fame that attracted me, but getting to know and talk to everybody. I wanted to be a part of the fandom. I wanted to be recognized as a part of the fandom. I didn't just want to be sitting there lurking in the shadows all the time. So what you do is you start participating in certain things. You go and you find a roleplay, per se. Tumblr games, Capital games, interactive Hunger Games, the Hunger Games Year 1 and 2. Things like that. I'm sure I missed a couple of other ones. Virtual Hunger Games, I think, right? You go, you apply. You don't get it, you apply again. If you don't get it then, you start sponsoring people, you get involved, you start talking to the people that are involved with it, you get to know them. You see a tiny chat link, don't ignore it, don't think you're not good enough to be there, you go there, you talk to people, you get to know them. You have to assert yourself as a fan of the Hunger Games to be a part of the Hunger Games fandom. That's how it works. If you're feeling left out, it's because you are leaving yourself out. All these things are an open invitation to everybody. There are people who aren't even a part of the Hunger Games fandom that are joining in on these things. The other day I was sitting in a tiny chat and somebody who wasn't a part of our fandom joined in and was just like, hey guys, what's up, how are you all? And we started talking and I was just like, yeah, no, hey, I don't recognize your URL. He's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not a Hunger Games blog. It was somebody who followed me actually. They were Doctor Who blog, and I do blog about Doctor Who sometimes. So, I said, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, but I'm kind of interested in the Hunger Games. What's it all about? So I started telling him. Now the person blogs about not just Doctor Who, but the Hunger Games as well. That person who asserted themselves is now a part of this fandom. So that's how you become an even bigger part of the Hunger Games fandom. Honestly, you just have to be another one of the gears that keeps the machine rolling. And it's not like you can expect somebody to just pop you in there and then you're good to go. You're not going to get 1,000-something followers from sitting around doing nothing. I mean, you might, but it's highly unlikely. On to the Q&A. I got asked a question a couple days ago regarding the whole Team Gale and Team PETA thing that's popping up, which, if you don't know, is reminiscent of the Twilight Saga and Team Edward and Team Jacob, so on and so forth. Now, it's kind of evolved, and you see it everywhere now, and not just with the Twilight, but I've seen it with Harry Potter, I've seen it with, Halo, the video game for the Xbox, that really popular one. I've seen it for that. I've seen it for Call of Duty. I've seen it for Glee. I've seen it for Modern Family. Okay, it's really evolved. Now, there's nothing I can do to stop it. But if I could, I would stop it from happening with the Hunger Games. See, I also saw another post earlier, and this is why it got me thinking why I even remembered to address this question. There was a post regarding the love triangle between Gale, PETA, and Katniss. Now, obviously it's there for a reason, but you can't just focus on the love triangle. If you focus on the love triangle, you totally miss the encompassing theme of the book. You completely miss everything in there. The Hunger Games is not a love story. Which is why I don't think that we should have the Team PETA and the Team Gale, or the Team Katniss, Team Madge, even though Madge isn't even in it. The Team Joanna. Stuff like that. I think it's ridiculous. So to all my followers, and even those who don't follow me, just believe in yourself. Because eventually, if you do believe, and you want it badly enough, you'll get there. You'll achieve everything you've ever wanted. All you gotta do is try. And I know it's not easy. Trust me. But if I can do it, if Darren Criss can do it, if Tom Hiddleston, Benedict Cumberbatch, Sean Penn, Robert Downey Jr., if they can all do it, then so can you. Thank you for watching The Hunger Games with Capital Rebel. And to all of you who are new to the broadcast, welcome. This is Michael Hammer, signing off.